Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, all of you. Hope you are all fine. Welcome to the Strategic Business Leader questions practice session. Okay. As discussed in the orientation session, first we'll cope up with some important theory, which I have shared already with you, and you have to go through those theory notes. And then straight away, we'll go on to the questions. Okay. And then straight away, we will go on to the questions. The first question which we are going to attempt is Zilber Hotels. Okay. Zilber Hotel. One thing in the SBL, which is important is the industry you are being tested on. If the industry is a manufacturing industry, and if someone works in a manufacturing industry, he will automatically know the norms and he will automatically know the scenarios, the environment of that industry. And for that particular person who work in that industry will found easy to attempt the question or the exam because he belongs to that industry. Similarly, Zilber belongs to hotel industry. Zilber belongs to hotel industry, and therefore, if you just consider that you are a traveler, just assume that you are a traveler and you have been traveling all around the world, and you have visited different hotels, the middle hotels and the five-star hotels. So you have an experience, you know what are the norms in the hotels, what do they charge, what are the technology they are using, how they are aligned with the flights, so that the flights directly, when they land, the drivers directly take into that hotel. So you all know these things now. So comparatively, hotel industry is an easy question, is an easy industry. Although what are the requirements, we don't know what are the requirements there, but hotel industry is comparatively an easy industry. So therefore, I have selected this one question to be attempted first. Therefore, I have selected this one question to be attempted first. Okay. So where can we get this question, beta? This is available in BBP kit, in the mini mock sections. Okay, in the mini mock sections. So it is available. And yes, couple of students have also asked that, sir, whether we should go for P1 and P3 questions. Do we need to attempt P1 and P3 questions, the older version of SBL? I won't recommend to go for P1 and P3 questions, as they are slightly shorter than SBL. SBL is a lengthy paper. In fact, it's a project. So I would recommend you to go for SBL questions. Similarly, there is a mini mock. It's a mini mock. It's a mini SBL, I would suggest. It's a mini SBL, I would suggest. So try to attempt these questions rather than going for P1 and P3. You have multiple questions now. It's not the first or second attempt of SBL. It's, I guess, the 10th or 12th attempt of SBL. So you have 10 different questions. You have 3 specimens. You have 1 practice question named machine shop. You have 4 mini mocks. Try to attempt these questions rather than going for P1 and P3. Okay. So the first question we are going to start is Zilber Hotels. I would request you to leave up your work. Do not write anything. Each of the questions PDF will be shared with you after the class. Then you want to copy, you can. If you want to copy, you can. You want to write, you can, but after the class, not in the class. I want your complete focus on the question, the way I analyze the question, the way I make my pointers, the way I highlight, the way I plan the exam. I wanted to teach this to you. And if it is delivered, and if you learn the technique to solve this question, that's all for SBL. Okay. So Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, starting Zilber Hotels. You have recently started work as a management accountant at Zilber Hotel. Okay, now you are a management accountant. reporting to the financial controller, and you report to the financial controller. As I have already told in orientation, then you will be given multiple roles, or you will be given a single role for the complete scenario, or you will be given a multiple roles. Okay, so these are multiple roles. Draft management accounts have been prepared for the year just finished, and the financial controller has told you that one of your first jobs will be helping her to analyze the results in order to produce the board report. Okay, one of the your first job is to helping her to analyze the results in order to produce the board report. Basically, you are working on the board report. Okay, try to summarize the data you are gaining. You are a management accountant and you are working on a board report with financial controller, which is a lady. However, she has warned you to expect a wide variety of tasks because this year end is always a the year end is always a very busy time. And yes, I've been doing a couple of year ends in my company, and yes, it's a very hectic time. So yes, totally fine. You are working on some projects now. Board report. The financial controller has given you some information to help you familiarize yourself with the company and the issues it is facing. Okay, you are going to face some issues. Exhibit 1 to 3, and you have also collected some further information yourself. Okay, and you have some information collected by yourself. Okay, now you have given 5 exhibits. Since it's a mini mock, you have given 5 exhibits, else there are multiple exhibits being given, like 6 or 7 in a normal SBL exam. So you have been given some information in exhibit 1 and 3, and you have researched for some information in exhibit 4 and 5. Exhibit 1, company overview prepared by financial controller. Exhibit 2, summary management accounts. Exhibit 3, email from chief executive officer showing a potential strategic opportunity for the company. Exhibit 4, notes from meeting with the head of internal audit. And exhibit 5, internal memo from the head of internal audit. Now you have given 5 sets of data. Okay, you have been given the 5 sets of data. Company overview prepared by financial controller, summary of management accounts, email from CEO of a strategic opportunity. There's an opportunity, either this can be of acquisition, or this can be of a new product launch, new variety product launch. Okay, so there can be any of the thing. And notes from the meeting of head of internal audit. The head of internal audit has done a meeting and you have been given the notes. So there will be several internal audit requirement you might go for. An internal memo of head of internal audit, and internal audit have discussed something and have written memo to you. Okay, the case requirements are included in the task shown below. The case requirements are here. See, I also tell to my students that this data is much important. This data is much important. The reason being that you are being aware of the company, you are being aware of the industry. You will be aware after reading this that what are the sets of data being given to you. Like you have been given the company overview, you have been given the management accounts, you have been given the email of the CEO, and there are some internal audit notes with you. So this initial page of the SBL exam is very important, as it makes you aware of complete question. And after going this, I know there's a strategic opportunity. So there can be a requirement to evaluate the strategic opportunity, as evaluation is one of the skills we discussed. You know, the 5 skills are going to be tested: analysis, evaluation, skepticism, commercial acumen. Okay, analysis, skepticism, commercial acumen, evaluation, and communication. These are the 5 skills being given to you. So one of the skill can be tested here to evaluate the strategic opportunity. I'm just assuming. I haven't gone through the questions. And I'm just assuming. Okay. So now we are going to solve the requirements. Case requirements are included in the tasks shown below. Required. Using the information provided, draft an extract of the board report. Now what you are going to make? The extract of the board report. Listen, this is the format you are going to use. The format which is being tested in this exam, in this question, is extract of the board report. You are not going to make the board report, you are going to make the extract. The format you need to use will award you. If you have used the accurate format, it will award you the professional marks, because the format you're going to use is carries the professional marks. Okay. Which analysis Zilber Hotel performance in 2007, including both financial and non-financial aspects of performance. See, using the information provided, draft an extract of the board report which analysis Zilber Hotel performance in 2007. Okay, including both financial and non-financial aspects of performance. So now what you're going to do, you're going to analyze, Zilber performance in 2007, including both financial and non-financial aspects. And again, which skill is tested? Professional skills marks are available for analytical skills. Professional skill marks are available for analytical skills. Okay. See, you have read the first requirement, and the first requirement wants you to draft the extract. Okay, the format you are going to use is the extract, which will analyze Zilber's performance, financial and non-financial. Okay, the skills being given is analytical skills, and further you are going to go for financial and non-financial aspects, and the marks for this requirement is 16. 14 for the pointers you are going to make, and 2 for the 14 for the pointers you are going to make, and 2 for the professional marks, and 2 for the professional marks. Okay, now what you are going to do, you need to plan this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a planner. I'm just going to use a rough paper. I'm just going to use a rough paper and see what I've done. See what I've done. I've used here that this is the rough paper. Okay, you can use any of the exam sheet as a rough paper. The last sheet can be used as a rough paper, and you need to plan your answers there. And you need to plan your answer there. Like the question 1 is analysis of financial and non-financial performance. I wrote the requirement, analysis of financial and non-financial performance. Okay, in which 16 marks are being given. 16 marks are being given. Okay, 16 out of 16, 14 are going to be for the pointers and 2 are going to be for the professional marks. But I would request you to consider the 16 marks as single marks. Okay, we are not going to go for 2 and 14. You consider this, the total requirement consists of 16, and write your pointers considering these are the full marks. So I didn't understand what you are trying to say. So yeah, I'm going to say that the 14 marks are for pointers and 2 marks are for professional marks. But I would request you to join these marks. 14 plus 2, that is 16. The 16 marks are going to be given for this requirement, and I would request you to consider the 16 and write your answer in order to gain these 16 marks. So you are going to write approx 12 to 16 points for this particular requirement. For this particular requirement, you are going to write 12 to 16 points. Okay. What examiner believe is 1 point will award you 2 marks. But I would request to write more than this. Like if we go to this theory that 16 marks are there, we are going to go for 8 points now. So 1 mark is going to be awarded, 2 marks are going to be awarded for 8 points, 1 point. So therefore 8 points will get you 16 points. But I usually want you to write at least 12 to 16 points. Write maximum as much as you can. Minimum 12 and maximum 16. So if any wrong point is written, if any incorrect point is written, there are many other points which will let you gain the marks. So do not write exactly the examiner wants. Like if examiner wants you to write the 8 points to get the 16 marks, I would request you to write 10, 12 or 16. Go for the more. So if any of the point is wrong, the other point will help you to get the marks. Okay. So what I want you is to make a planner. This is a rough SBL answer sheet, and this is the first requirement planner. That 16 marks are being given. And who am I? Who am I? I am a management accountant. I am a management accountant. What format I am going to use? What format I am going to use? Extract of a board report. I am going to make an extract of a board report. See, write all these things so that you do not need to go on the questions again and again. You have summarized all the data. This is the planning. If this is effective, your answer is going to be effective. So extract of board report. Okay, extract of board report and analysis skills. Analysis skills is being tested here. Okay, now the important thing which will help you to solve this question is that from which exhibits this answer can be written. This answer can be written. This requirement can be solved. From which exhibits this requirement can be solved? You need to analyze the C. In SBL, examiner wants your answer should comprises from multiple exhibits. Okay, but there are some requirements which can only be done through one exhibit or two exhibits. And if you know that this requirement is from that particular exhibit, it will automatically help you to write the answer. As you know that this is the question and this is the exhibit which I'm going to get the answers. So just read this exhibit and write down the answer. You didn't understand. I'll clear you. See. They want the performance. They want us to analyze the performance. So for analysis of the performance, there should be numbers being given up. The numbers in which I'll calculate the ratios, I'll calculate the KPIs, and I'll analyze the performance. So there must be one exhibit in which the numbers will be given. And yes, you are correct. You are right. Summary of the management accounts. Summary of the management accounts. Management accounts means there are internal numbers that have been reported to the management. I hope you know what are management accounts. They are the internal numbers which are being to be reported to the management. So if there is a requirement wanting us to analyze the performance, we will be using exhibit 2. We will be using exhibit 2 for this particular requirement. See, now you exactly know that this requirement can be dealt with exhibit 2. And yes, exhibit 1 will also be used. Exhibit 1 will also be used as its company's overview. So this can also be used in analyzing the performance. So see, now to attempt this requirement, I do not want to read complete question. I just need to read exhibit 1 and exhibit 2. I just need to read exhibit 1 and exhibit 2. I hope this is clear. I hope this is clear. Like I am going to allocate the exhibits to the requirement. But sir, examiner wants us to collect data from multiple exhibits. If you have time, you can either use exhibit 3 and exhibit 4 for the first requirement. But the major points, the major awarding points are going to be from Exhibit 1 and Exhibit 2. Just let me know if this is clear, because this is the important thing to pass the SBL. Just let me know if it's clear. Mr. May. Okay, there are multiple questions. Yeah, the first question is, what about the time constraint? Hey, guys, just listen. I'll I'll let you practice 10 to 12 different questions, and in 10 to 12 different questions, there will be a learning curve. In the first question, you are going to gain for more time. Yeah, you are going to take more time, but once the practice is done, once the practice is done, once the uh, different scenarios are being done, you will be easy to deal with this. Okay, and I'm not saying to write maximum points. I'm saying if one requirement is easy, like to analyze the financial performance is easy, try to get maximum marks from here, so that if you are performing poor in a difficult requirement, this can offset the poor requirement, and you can easily cross the 50 marks. See, I'm going to help you to gain the 50 marks. Huh? So in order to gain the 50 marks, I would request you, if there's an easy requirement giving you maximum marks, try to attempt more that. Okay. Other question is, okay, how do we know that this is particular from that exhibit? See, I told you that to analyze the performance, to analyze the performance, we need to go through the numbers. Okay, we need to go through the numbers, and we need to be given some numbers in which the analysis can be done. And we have been given the exhibit 2 as a management accounts. We have been given as the exhibit 2 in the management accounts. So that means the exhibit 2 is purely for first requirement. Yes, you are correct. So there must be some information in exhibit 4 also. The head of internal audit must be using some numbers in his information. So yeah, you are correct that exhibit 4 can also be help us in solving first requirement, but the maximum points we are going to get is from the exhibit 2. And if you're going to get maximum points for there, use your focus there to attempt the first requirement. So we will lose marks from the exhibit 4. Better you will lose 2 or 3 marks, but you'll get 12 to 13 marks, which are good, and you can move on to the other requirements also. So this is easy. And if you want that exhibit 4 data can also be used in the first requirement, I would request you that when first requirement is completely attempted, leave 3 to 4 lines and go on to the second requirement, so that if in the other exhibits you got the data, you have lines left, you can use that point also in the first requirement. But the main plan is to allocate the exhibits if possible. And yeah, it isn't possible in every question. Like the other question we are going to attempt, the exhibit allocation is not easy there, as multiple exhibits are being used in the requirement. But if you got a scenario in which exhibits can be allocated, so this will help you in writing your answer. Is it clear? Okay, so this is the first requirement, and we have also written the notes that this is the planner of the first requirement. Okay, and now see the second requirement, and now see we are again going to exhibit. We are going to allocate the exhibit. The finance director has forwarded you the CEO's email about similar potential strategic opportunity for Zilber and asked for your thoughts about it. Okay. The second requirement is about the CEO's message for the potential acquisition. I remember we have an exhibit regarding this. We have an exhibit email from CEO showing potential strategic opportunity for the company. Email from CEO showing potential strategic opportunity for the company. Hey, see. So the second requirement is going to be completely be solved by exhibit 3. In exhibit 3, we have been given potential strategic opportunity, and in the question 2, they want us to evaluate that potential strategic opportunity. So the exhibit 3 is going to help us in second question. Sir, but there could be some data in the exhibit 1 for the requirement 2. There could be some data in exhibit 2 for requirement 3. Yeah, they can be, but the major points are going to be coming from exhibit 3, and I'm going to focus on exhibit 3 for the second requirement. I'm going to use the data of exhibit 1 and exhibit 2, but the prime focus to attempt this requirement is going to be exhibit 3. I'll open up the exhibit 3 with me and the answer paper, and by seeing exhibit 3, I'm going to write the exam. Understood? So what they want us to write the briefing paper for the finance director, which evaluate the appropriateness of proposed acquisition. The skills are evaluation skills. In evaluation skills, you are going to write the pros and the cons. In evaluation skills, you are going to write the pros and the cons, the benefits and the demerits of the acquisition. Okay, I'm going to give you the pointers for the skills also, like how you are going to show this particular skill in your answer. So don't you worry, just plan this. Like here, that in the second requirement we have been 10 marks. So in 10 marks we are going to go for 8 to 10 points. We have an briefing paper to be attempted. We are management accountant. Our role is not changed. The skills are going to be examined at evaluation, and finance director has sent us an ECEO's message. The major exhibit being used for this requirement is exhibit 2. See, I'm letting you understand now, so therefore I'm taking more time, but all this thing will get you 10 to 12 minutes to plan the answer, to plan the 2 requirements. Okay, now the third requirement. What does that third requirement wants us? See, the FD tells you that Zilber's NED has raised some concern about the balance of strategic and operational risk. Now, this is a bit of theory. The person to attempt this requirement must know what is strategic risk and what is operational risk included in company's risk register. The FD asked you to follow up this issue by speaking to the head of internal audit. See, if you know the head of internal audit, there were the 2 exhibits related to the head of internal audit. So what I believe that this particular requirement can be solved through those, by making the prime focus on those 2 exhibits. The FD asks you to follow up this issue. Basically, they want us to analyze the strategic and operational risk. See, required assess the risk currently included in risk register. Go on the exhibits and see where is risk register being given. There isn't any data in exhibits. In the headings of exhibit, regarding risk register, but what I believe that risk register is going to be given in these two exhibits. As the head of internal audit, its main work is to analyze the risk companies facing. The internal audit primary job roles are this. So what they want us to do, that risk currently included in Zilber's risk register in the light of NAD's concern, and your meeting with the head of internal audit. Professional skills marks are available for skepticism. In this, you need to be skeptic. In this requirement. So how we are going to show skepticism? By questioning them, by questioning the risks being given to us, and by questioning that why that particular risk is not included in your register. In hotel industry, that particular risk is very valid. See, if someone is from hotel industry, he will know what are the risks we usually face. So this requirement is going to be easy for the person who works in the hotel industry. Understood why I told you that if someone work in that particular industry, the question that the paper is going to be easy for him. See, professional skills marks are available for skepticism. What we are going to do, we are going to plan this. In question 3, we are going to assess the risk register. 8 marks being given, skepticism being 8 marks are going to be tested. Skepticism is the skill. Not any format is tested. You are management accountant, your role is not changed, and there isn't any format. There isn't any format. Just go through the question again and check if there's any format. They don't need any format in this requirement, so you can use any of the format, or you can just write the answer, heading of your answer, and sorry. See, so in this particular requirement, there isn't any format asked. Okay, and we have been given 8 marks, so at least 6 to 8 points or 4 to 8 points should be tested, should be written. This is how you are going to analyze the requirements. Okay, now B part. What's the B part? The FD also mentions that an additional issue to consider in relation to risk register is the potential impact that disruptive technology could have on the hotel industry. The other requirement is disruptive technology. So before attempting this requirement, I would teach you what is disruptive technology and how and see what is the requirement. They don't need the definition of disruptive technology. They want how does disruptive technology can affect Zilber or can affect the hotel industry? How does disruptive technology can affect Zilber or can affect the hotel industry? However, the FD is concerned that some of the directors may not yet to be familiar with the concept of disruptive technology. Some directors do not know. So we are going to state the definition, but our prime answer is going to be the how disruptive technology is going to affect Zilber. How disruptive technology is going to affect Zilber. Required information for a slide. What format they need? They need the slide. What format they need? They need the slide to be presented in the board, including relevant bullet points and supporting notes. They need a slide which will be presented in a board, which will include bullet points, which will include bullet points and supporting notes, explaining what disruptive technology is and highlighting the potential impact. And see, the specific format is slide. And the skills being tested are communication. Highlighting the key points to include in the slide. Usually whenever the slide is made, the communication skills are tested. Reason being that the slide requires a proper format. You have to go for a proper format. You have to write the pointers and the notes. So usually in the slide or in the questions like press releases, usually communication skills are being tested, because it requires the proper format. It requires the proper starters. Like if you are going for a press release, there's a separate tone for the press release. The second question we are going to attempt, in that second question, cheap kid, a press release is asked, and in press release a complete tone is changed, because you are going to go external. In internal data, the tone is changed, and if you're going for a press release, then your tone is completely changed. You cannot admit your mistake, and you can only use better points for the company. Although your company is performing bad, but you will say that it's totally good and for the press, because it's going to be external. It's going to be published to the wider public. So you need to use the appropriate tone for press release. So such requirements which contain slides, which contains press releases, usually communication skills are being tested. And now professional skill marks are available for demonstrating communication skills. Okay. Now go and make the planner. Question 3 is disruptive technology and how it is going to affect. And remember, we need to make the directors understand the disruptive technology and how it affects the Zilber. There will be some shortcomings in Zilber's technology, and we know that there are some other hotels using the better technology, so it can disrupt the Zilber's performance. We need to make it clear for the directors. And see, you are going to communicate with the directors. You are going to make a slide for the directors, so the tone should be quite a good one, as you are going to report to the directors now. 8 marks, so 7 to 8 points. Your role is not changed. You are a management accountant. Communication skills, and the format is slides. And yes, this is a general requirement. There isn't any exhibit. See, there isn't any exhibit stating a data particular to disruptive technology. There could be a little bit discussion in any of the exhibit, but there isn't any exhibit specifically dealing with disruptive technology. Sir, usually, whether there are general requirements which aren't from any exhibit, yes, there are multiple requirements. There are multiple requirements in which the very less data is being given from the exhibits, and you are going to write completely on your own, considering the external environment, considering the industry norms, considering the environment, considering the competitors. So that particular requirement is not from any exhibits. I don't see any particular specific exhibit stating disruptive technology. So means I'm going to face difficulty in this requirement, as I haven't got any data. So if I haven't got any data, that means it's going to make a problem for me. So I'm going to go general in this requirement, but regularly connecting it with the Zilber. It's a skill. It's a very difficult skill, and I'll try to help you in that also. Okay. Now the last requirement. See, the previous requirement was of 8 marks, so I have planned that, but I know there isn't any exhibit for this. Okay. Now, shortly after your meeting, the head of internal audit sends you a memo about a recent incident which he felt you should be aware of. Memo, it's from the memo, it's from the memo. Exhibit 5, that means the last requirement is going to be from exhibit 5. The last requirement is talking about memo, so that is going to be from exhibit 5. However, the head of internal audit is now on leaves, and FD has asked your thoughts and how the deficiency exposed in the fraud. Like the exhibit 5, the memo, what I understand till now. I haven't read the exhibit 5, I haven't read the memo, but by reading the requirement, I have known that I knew that this memo considers a fraud which has happened in the Zilber. And what they want us to recommend and specific internal control deficiency exposed by fraud could be addressed. They want us to write control. We have done this in the earlier papers, like in F8, you write controls, you write test of controls. But in SBL, they have highlighted a deficiency, and they want you write the controls for that deficiency. And where's that fraud stated? In the exhibit 5. So this requirement is completely be done through exhibit 5. This requirement is completely be done through exhibit 5. Is there any question? I have planned see the 4th requirement also. And now I'm going to read the exhibits and fill in the pointers here, so that when I'm going to attempt the question, I will just read these pointers and start writing. This is how you plan the SBL exam. This is how you plan the SBL exam. I'm just requesting to read this complete page and this complete page, so that we can move on to exhibits. If there's any question, you can write on the chat box, or you can ask me on WhatsApp, the group I have made. Just review the first and the second page, so you should remember the requirement, and then we'll we have 5 minutes for that, and then we'll start reading exhibits and plan our answer. I know this is taking time, but because I'm making you understand this, so I'm taking time. So you should understand how to solve this. But once you are going to attempt a question, this will take only 10 to 12 minutes. See, in planning the answer, you have 40 minutes to plan the answer. But what my aim is that after practicing number of SBL questions, the planning time should be 30 minutes. Like, you should take 30 minutes for the planning, and once 30 minutes are done, leave the planning. How many requirements you have planned, start attempting those. Later on plan the other requirements. But what my aim is to enable you to plan complete SBL in 30 minutes. 5 minutes, Sagar. You have 5 minutes just to review the questions and you'll go on to the exhibits. Yeah. Shall we start reading the requirements? Shall we start reading the exhibits? A couple of my students also start also hesitate in making such a plan in exam. So I recommend them use different highlighters. If you don't want to plan the question like this, you can plan the question by using the highlighters. I usually teach both of the planners. Okay, so whatever the planner you found useful, you can go through. Either you can make a planner like this, or you can use a different highlighters. Like go on the stationery shop and get 5 to 10 different color highlighters and allocate different highlighters to the requirement. See, like if I could say, I'm going to allocate red highlighter here, like wherever I'm going to get a data for the first requirement, I'm going to highlight it red, so that all pointers for the first requirement are going to be highlighted in red. So when I'm going to write the answer, I'm going to open the question paper. Wherever I found the red highlighter, I'm going to use that point in my first answer. This can also be done. This is also an effective technique of planner. I usually prefer both. I usually teach students both. So whether they want to make a planner or they are going to use the highlighter. See, like in this, I'm going to allocate the first, the blue, the red to the first requirement, and the orange to the second requirement. So if I got any data in the second requirement, in the any exhibits related to the second requirement, so I'm going to highlight it here orange. Similarly, the blue for the third requirement, for the 3A is going to be blue, and 3B is going to be lighter blue. So if I got any data pertaining to 3B, which is a general requirement now, because disruptive technologies data is rarely given in this question, we'll do the exhibits, but what I remember is disruptive technology data is not given in much in questions. So I'm allocating the colors to the requirement, so that if I got any data pertaining to this requirement, I'm going to color it this. So I'm not going to make this type of planner. I'm going to use highlighters. I'm going to use highlighters. Okay. Now the exhibits are being given. Sir, they are such a shorter exhibits. I don't know why. Reason being that the shorter exhibits are because it's a mini mock. If a student says that it's very short exhibit comparative to the SBL exam, yeah, because it's such mini chota SBL. It's a mini SBL. Huh? So the exhibits are going to be shorter than the original SBL version. Okay. Now, see exhibit 1. See exhibit 1. We are going to read this. Just a minute. Yeah. So start reading the first exhibit, which is exhibit 1. Okay. Company overview. See, this overview can be used in performance. This overview can be used in performance because it will help you to understand the company, how big the company is. So this overview can be used in first requirement. Therefore, in the first requirement, I have allocated this exhibit. Okay. Now, Zilber Company operates a chain of 35 hotels across the country of Thailand. So it have 35 hotels. It's a big giant, 35 hotels. The hotels are all of a similar size, and an average hotel has 90 rooms. And the average hotel has 90 rooms. So this point can be used that they have. See, I have written in a planner that they have 35 hotels, 90 rooms. So while judging the performance, I'm going to write that they are big hotel. They have 35 hotels all across the Thailand, and they have 90 rooms per hotel. So they have a strong, big, large capacity. Okay. So this is how the planning works. Now, the majority of the Zilber hotels are located in the major cities, and the company's largest market primarily being business customers. Okay. So they have largest market. Business customers. They usually entertain business customers. Okay. In recent years, however, demand from business customers has started to decline due to tough economic conditions. See, hey, boy. Their usual and prime customers are business customers. So if they are going to decline, it is going to impact the profitability due to tough economic condition, due to adverse business consequences. Like in the tenure of COVID, there was a tough business, tough economic conditions. So the businessman faces the losses. So therefore, similar to like that, the tea land is facing tough economic conditions. And therefore, their business customers are declined. So we are going to, if the revenue is declined, we'll see in the exhibit 2, if the revenue is declined, we are going to say that because of the tough economic conditions, their major prime customers, which were business, They are rarely visiting the hotels. They are less going on the business travels, and they are less using the traveling mode. So therefore they are going to have tough economic conditions. Okay. So we are going to say they have business customers. We are going to say they have business customers. See, I'm using the pointers. And decline in business customers. I'm planning. This is my planning. Decline in business customers. Now, the company policy is to set a standard price for the rooms in each hotel, with that price reflecting the hotel's location and taking account the competitor price. Okay, they have a standard price. However, hotel managers have the authority to offer discounts selectively in order to obtain bookings. See, who is going to offer the discounts? The hotel managers. Think. Hotel managers are going to offer the discounts to the customers. So if any relative of hotel manager arises, it is in his hand to offer the discount. Although he's not the owner of the hotel, but since the discount have his authority, so he can offer. So if the revenues decline, there's a chance we'll see the revenue. I don't know whether the revenue is increased or decreased, but if it is declined, the one reason can be business customers fallen in the tough economic conditions, and the other can be excessive discounts being given by the managers, as the managers have the authority. See, I'm thinking, this is the thinking process you need to create in you. For example, by reducing the room rate for regular customers or lowering prices at times when occupancy rates are expected to be low. When there are lesser customers, they attract customers by offer discounts. Similarly, this is the meaning. They have the right to offer discounts. Okay, discounts by hotel manager. I'm writing a pointer. Through this, I'm going to use the data. Similarly, each hotel manager has authority to offer a discount up to 25% of standard room rate. Okay, they can offer a 25% discount. The average standard price per night across all 35 hotels was 150 in 2007 compared to 145 in 2006. The average standard price is increased. The price is increased due to inflation, usually, and it's not significantly increased. It's only of the $5. $5, and 45 was in previous year and 150 in the last year. So write this. That 145 was the price, and now it has 150 in 2007. See, this is the planning. I'm now, after reading the two exhibits, this list will be complete. And I'm going to use points from that and going to draft my answers. Now, the average standard price per night across all 35 hotels was 150. Okay, we have read this, and all Zilba hotels are open 365 days per year. They are open 365 days. All the hotel rooms have the same facility and specification that business customers staying in Zilba hotels across all the country will know advance what they expect from their stay. Okay, their hotels are same across all 35 hotels in the T land. They are totally same. They are if I am a regular customer of Zilba hotel, once I'm planning to go there, I know what I'm going to get. There's nothing much change. Okay, I know the luxury they are going to offer me. Okay, now hotels in T-land are rated on a star system, with 5-star hotels being most luxurious. Silver hotels have 4-star rating. Okay, they are the 4-star. Yeah, they are the 4-star. They are not the 5-star. They are the 4-star. So this point can also be used in any of my points. I'm just making the pointers, the data I'm going to get from or I can use the different highlighter also. In addition to room bookings, the hotels also generate revenue from additional activities such as restaurant and bars. They have additional activity. That means the prime source of revenue is the hotel, but they also have restaurant and bars. They can earn from that also. They have what they have. They have primary resources. They have primary resources as an hotels, and after that they have restaurant and bars. So there is a secondary source of revenue also. No discounts are offered in any additional revenue streams. So that means the hotel manager can offer discount on the hotels, but cannot offer discount on restaurant and bars. So what they are going to do? They are going to offer big discounts on hotels, and they are going to sell restaurant and bars expensive, so the compensation can be done. This could be the well planner. You offer discounts on hotels so the customer could stay here, but they surely need a bar, they surely need a pub, they surely need a restaurant, so I'll sell that expensive, so it could offset my discount. So this could be a strategy. This could be a strategy. See, this is the thinking process you need to make. This is the thinking process you need to make. So secondary revenue stream, restaurant and bars. So we have a plan. So we could sell this expensive. At the end of their stay, all customers are invited to complete a short survey identifying the reasons to choose stay in Zilber Hotel and how satisfied. And after this stay, we have a feedback form. It's kind of a feedback form that we ask customers whether they were good or their stay was good or bad. Feedback from surveys shows that the comfort of the Zilber's room, the convenience of the hotel locations, and the quality and efficiency of customer service, the quality of the guest experience, and their level of satisfaction influences not only likelihood of them making repeat bookings, but also the likelihood of them recommending Zilber hotels to friends and colleagues. Okay, so that feedback form allows us to understand whether our customer is happy or whether he's going to recommend us to the other persons also. It's similar like to the teaching. When you are going for a teacher, you ask other students. So what we do is that our student should be happy so that he could recommend us to the other students now. So that he could recommend us to the other students. Therefore, the hotel industry is similar to like this. The service industry is similar to like this. That if you satisfy your customer, he's surely going to repeat. He's surely going to come again. He's surely going to recommend you to the others, friends, colleagues, and all that. So they have a feedback form which they monitor, that which they analyze whether our customer is going to recommend us. So they have a feedback form. Okay. As such, the board have identified customer satisfaction scores as a KPI. Okay, they have a KPI. They have a KPI, key performance indicators. What is that? That is customer satisfaction scores. Other key indicators the board monitor. The key indicators which usually board monitor is occupancy rates. Yeah, for hotel, occupancy rates are the main indicator, that what are the occupancy rates. If it's 100% all over the year, so that means your hotels are occupied 100% in all 365 days. So they have the KPI as satisfaction. Malab means their prime indicator is whether our customer is satisfied or not, and the secondary indicators are the occupancy rates and the operating profit margin. So that means they prefer customer satisfaction rather than margin. So therefore their KPIs are customer satisfaction scores. So the KPI, we are going to analyze their KPIs and PIs also. KPI is customer satisfaction and PI is operating profit and etc. There must be number of performance indicators. Okay, so now we are done through exhibit 1, and I have analyzed the important data of exhibit 1 in my planner, so that I just see that planner and answer the question. Okay. Just review the exhibit 1. If there's any question, let me know. I'm going to share the screen again. Just a minute. In the meantime, review the exhibit 1. If there's any question from that, we got multiple points from there, and we are surely going to use that. I've shared the screen again. Shall we move on to exhibit 2? This exhibit is really important. This exhibit is really important and the key to attempt the first requirement. Okay, so going to the exhibit 2, summary management accounts. This is the main exhibit helping us to analyze the performance. This is the main exhibit helping us to analyze the performance. Okay, so now see, we have an actual information given, we have an actual information given, we have an budgeted information given, we have an budgeted information given, and we have an actual information of 2006 is given, and we have an actual information given of 2006 being given. Okay, now this is the planning. This is the major planning of this first requirement. It's really important. It's really important. See, the revenue rooms at standard price per night. What are the revenues we got? What are the revenues we got? We got 131,072, 131 million approx, 131 million. The budgeted was 129. We are exceeding the budget. We are exceeding the budget, and we are exceeding the previous year also. So that's good. That this seems good. I'm not concluding it, but this seems good that we are exceeding the budget and we are exceeding the actual performance. Rooms discount or rate, rooms discount, the budgeted discount rate, but the budgeted discount we were going to offer, was 19 million, but we have offered 24 million, significant from the budget and significant from the previous year. Significant from the budget and significant from the previous year. So this could be a point why manager have given such significant discounts. Despite of the discounts, we have achieved the budget, but why they have given this discount? And such a significant discount, which is crossing the budgets. What is the reason? What do you think the reason, guys? Now see, it's your test. It's your test. What was the reason? What you see? What you found the reason that why they are giving the discounts? Are they mad? Why they are giving such discounts? See, See. They have an authority, na? They have an authority to offer discount. So what I'm thinking, I'm just thinking, I don't know exactly why they are giving such significant discounts, but what I think, they are aware of the economic situations and their business customers are declined. Their business customers, the primer customer are declined. So manager thought that if we didn't offer the discount, this could impact our profitability. This is the one point. This is going to get you 2 marks. What, sir? The business customers are declining and manager knew. So he's going to offer discount to the coming business customers so that they should not go for an alternative because there are tough economic conditions. So what I thought, what I'm going to write, there might be fact that the business customers are declined. So therefore, managers are offering discounts. So this could be a point. This could be a point. See, this is the thing required in SBL. Okay, other revenue is increased. Other revenue is increased 34 million, increased from the past year and the budget. Total revenue, now see, total revenue is declined. Declined 140. The budgeted total revenue was 143. Total revenue was 143, and the total revenue we got is 140, which is exceeding the previous year, but it's not up to the budget. Why total revenue is declined? Can anyone tell me why total revenue is declined? Why total revenue is declined, sir? Because of the discounts. We have given significant discounts. Therefore, our total revenue is not matching with the budget. So that means our performance doesn't seem good in the revenue wise, as we have offered significant discounts, which enables us to cover up the customers, but we are not matching with the budget. Did you understand that? Did you understood that? Just write in a chat box. This is a very crucial discussion and I want your 100%. Did you get this? Okay, now operating cost is 117. Operating cost is 117, which is above from the budget and above from the previous year. Yeah, you can write that mainly due to economic conditions, but other leading factor could be the authority of a manager to offer discount. So they have offered significantly discount. The both points are going to be written by me and by you also. Very good. We are going good. Okay, now operating profit is significantly declined from the budget, and if it's declined from the actual previous results also. So we are going to write good points here. We have got some good points here. Operating profit is declined mainly due to economic conditions and discounts. Capital employed is declined. Why capital employed is declined? See, they have a note here that capital employed is calculated using the depreciated cost. So this is declined. There might be some disposals in the current year. There might be some disposals or the depreciation being done. Okay. And return on capital employed is also declined from the budget and from the previous year. Why this rows is declined? The rows is declined because decline in capital employed and decline in profitability. The both factors have contributed to the decline. The majorly the decline in profitability has contributed in those declines. The occupancy rates are above from the budget. Hey man, why occupancy rates have increased? Why occupancy rates have increased? Just tell me why occupancy rates have increased. Write a point, huh? If you are going to tell examiner the occupancy rates have increased, why? Because why occupancy rates have increased? Because due to discount. Because they have given significant discount, therefore occupancy rates have increased from the previous year and from the budget. But why satisfaction? See, our main KPI, has declined. Our main KPI has declined. I don't know why. Why our KPI has declined? I really don't know why. Main KPI, just tell me. Customer satisfaction, it's our major performance indicator and it's declined from the previous year. Like previously, we got 8.9 and now we got 8.5. See, now what they have written. See, customer satisfaction scores are graded on scale 1 to 10, where 10 represents excellent on average in any given location, and the top 10% of the hotel earns scores of 9 or above. The top 10% hotels earn score 9. And now the top 25% hotels earn scores 8.5 or above. See, last year we were on 8.9. If we round off, then it's 9. Now see what point I'm going to create. Just see this. Last year, just assume that we are 8.9, which is close to the 9 if we round off. So in last year we were top 10% hotels. Last year we were top 10% hotels, but now we have got 8.5. So current year we are not in the top 10% list, we are in the top 25% list. This is going to be one of the good points. Don't you understand this? See here. Last year we got 8.9, something around 9. If we round off, something around 9. So that means last year we were in top 10%. We were in the top 10 list. But now, due to lesser satisfaction to the customer, we have got 8.5 score, and now we are not in the top 10 list. Like if I usually visit somewhere, I write top 10 hotels and I visit any of them. But now I'm not in top 10 hotels. Now I'm in top 25. That means our KPI, our significant performance indicator, is majorly declined. This point is going to earn us 4 to 5 marks. This point is going to earn us 4 to 5 marks. Understood? Understood? Now see, the customer comments have been given to us. 3 themes have become increasingly frequent in the comments customers given alongside their scores. See, customer recent having to wait to check in their rooms, and several have asked whether Zilber could implement automated check-in process. See, I found something about disruptive technology, like the customers hate waiting for check-in. When you go to a hotel after attending a lengthy flight, you need just to go on the room on the bed. And now what Zilber do? Zilber asks them to wait for the check-in. And now the customers want automated check-in. Like in the flights now, there's automated boarding. Now you do not need to go on to the flight 1 hour earlier. You are automated boarding through your mobile. You can go just a half and 15 minutes earlier and go directly in the plane. The customer also wants to avoid avoid manual check-in, and they want automated check-in. So this is also a point of disruptive technology, that their customer wants automated check-in, which is because of bad customer satisfaction, because of the reason the customer satisfaction is declined mainly because of automated check-in. We can write this. They don't have automated check-in. And similarly, see, customer who have stayed in Zilber hotels before have commented that standard of service in recent visits has not been as good as earlier visits. Bhai, oh brother, see, they haven't. The major customers are saying you are not same. You are not same as we earlier, as from the earlier visits. You are changing and you are on a declining phase. This has also contributed in bad customer satisfaction. This has also contributed in a bad customer satisfaction. The rooms would benefit from redecorating and some of the fixtures and fittings need to be replacing. Oh, customer said that your rooms need redecoration. Your rooms need redecoration. Benefit from new mattresses to improve the level of comfort they provide to guests. They need new rooms. They need new fixture and fittings. So, guys, after all this, we understood that satisfaction scores are declined mainly because of bad check-in process. Bad check-in process. Further, customers are commenting that our quality of service is declined, is not same as the previous visits, and we need some capital expenditure. Our fixture and fittings are old, our bed are old, and we need some improvement, huh? See now what they have to say. Zilber had originally planned a 2-year refurbishment program beginning in 2007, in which all of its hotel rooms would be refurbished. Okay, now they have planned for the refurbishment on. However, this program has been delayed due to the economic conditions, and now they have delayed their refurbishment. Customers are regularly asking for the refurbishment, but now we have delayed our refurbishment. This has also contributed in lesser customers. This has also contributed in decline in business customers, because we are not maintaining ourselves, we are not refurbishing ourselves. We had a refurbishment activity planned, but we have delayed due to economic conditions, and our customers are regularly commenting on the refurbishments. To see how many points we have got. We have got points on revenue, we have got points on other revenue, food and drink, we have got points on discounts, we have got points on operating profit, we have got significant points of customer satisfaction scores. So at least 12 points need to be made, and also linking it from the exhibits 1 information. This is what planning means. This is what planning means. Did you understood that? Did you understood that? Perfect. See now, what I believe our first requirement is planned. However, I have not written the pointers of exhibit 2 here, but I have got couple of points on revenue. I've got couple of points of revenue on discounts. I've got points on ROS also, on capex also. I've got point on profits and major points on satisfaction of customers. Now my complete first requirement is planned. Now it's just I have to attempt it well. Considering the analysis skills, I'll let you know how analysis skills are being considered. And that's it. You'll able to get 12 to 13 marks in this. You'll able to get 12 to 13 marks in this. See, this is how you need to plan the SBL. What I want, I need to go through the complete question now. We are going to go through the complete question now, and then we are going to attempt the answer. Okay. It will take our 2 to 3 classes also. Now, exhibit 3. What was here? What was here? It was a acquisition. I found an acquisition. I have read the requirement. I have read the requirement. An acquisition is there. It's a strategic decision. And see, I've told you in classes, I've told you in theory classes that strategic decision can be tackled through a model named SFA, yeah, SAF, suitability, feasibility, exhibility. But what a student think, sir, that SAF is mandatory? No, beta. No, son. This is not, no, brother. This is not mandatory. You want to use, you want your answer to be structural, you want the headings of the model, you can use, but it's not mandatory to use a model. If you want to write general by yourself, just reading the data and making the pointers, that's it. Just reading the data and making the pointers, that's it. You do not need to use the model. But if you know a model, you can use. It's not mandatory. And who have told us the second requirement was to suggest whether we should go for this acquisition or not. If you remember the requirement, see the memory power is important. You need to remember the requirement before reading the exhibit. You should know for what you are going to read this exhibit. Okay. Now, email from CEO to directors of Zilber potential acquisition. Our strategic review earlier this year identified profitable expansion as one of Zilber's key objectives, and our shareholders are becoming increasingly vocal about their desire of a business to grow. Our shareholder wants us to grow. So one of the reason to acquire is shareholder wants us to grow. Bhai, shareholder wants us to grow. We can make a point now that in acceptability phase, what does acceptability means? The acceptability means, I'll learn you, I'll make you understand the SFA framework before attempting this requirement. Don't you worry about that. But acceptability means that what does this acquisition sound suitable to the shareholders, and our shareholders are crazy. Don't use the word crazy in the exam. I'm just helping you understand. Wants us to grow. Our shareholders wants us to grow. Okay, our shareholders wants us to grow. So this could be a 1 point. So this could be a 1 point. To date, Zilber has grown organically. Zilber up till now has grown organically by making branches, by making different branches, but they haven't grown through acquisition. So they do not have an experience. We can make it a feasibility point. We can make it a feasibility point. For suppose this shareholder point can be used in acceptability and feasibility. In feasibility, we can use no experience in acquisition. We do not have an experience in acquisition, so we might not have the resources also. We need to see now. We need to see. Similarly, where we have identified list of desirable locations where we would like to open new hotels, but there are currently no suitable properties. Okay, they wanted to grow and they wanted to open another branch, but they do not find any suitable property. They do not find any suitable property. Okay, now I have learned, however, I've learned from small privately owned chain of hotels, Harvest company is coming up for sale because of the majority owners are looking to retire. Okay, so they have got an option to acquire Harvest. They have got an option to acquire Harvest. The majority of Harvest owns 10 hotels. Okay, they are smaller than us. We have 35 hotels. They have 10 hotels. Comparison also is done on acquisition. So they are smaller than us. 4 of these are in town, and with the other 6 are in rural hotels. See, 4 are in town. but the other 6 are in the rural areas. We don't know whether they are in a profit side or not. We don't know whether they are in a profit side or not, because they are in rural areas. Harvest Company hotels have 4-star rating like Zilber. See, it's a suitability point. It's a suitability point. It's a suitability point that they have similar 4-star rating. They have similar 4-star rating for us. They have similar 4-star rating. Okay. The majority house guests are leisure travelers. Hey. They do not have business. They do not have business travelers. Yeah, they have less business travelers, but our prime focus is business travelers. So now this point can be used. This point can be used in suitability. They are leisure travelers, usually prefer house. So we have a chance. We have a chance to gain market, to gain market of leisure travelers. But we can also write this point that this acquisition isn't sound suitable, as leisure travelers are not our prime customers, so we might not be able to satisfy them. We might not be able to satisfy them. So in both heads this point can be used. In both heads this point can be used. And many of them choose to stay in house hotels because they have a charm and character which is not found in contemporary hotel designs. So see, we haven't experience of leisure hotels, and their customers are their leisure customers are usually because of their hotel designs and all that, and we haven't experience of the acquisition and of the leisure customers. So there is a problem. We might face difficulty. We might face difficulty. Feasibility may, we might face difficulty in satisfying, we might face difficulty in satisfying leisure travelers. Understood? We might face difficulty in satisfying leisure travelers. See, however, and further, sir, funds are required for acquisition. Now, see, I got 1 point. I got 1 point generally. Funds are required. Where are the funds from? We do not know. We do not have funds. We do not have much funds. We delayed our capex. We delayed our expenditure because of shortage of funds now. So how we are going to get funds from? How we are going to get funds from for acquisition? We delayed our expenditure. We delayed our expenditure due to economic conditions, but the funds can one of be the reason. So for acquisition, where are funds to be from? Where are funds coming to be from? This could be a problem. This could be a problem. And see, however, due to lack of capital expenditure from current owners, some of hotels are relatively in poor condition. Oh my goodness, what I can say, we lack funds. We have to work on our capital expenditure, and now we have got an option to buy a hotel and to pay funds to their owners, and also to work on their capital expenditure also, because some of their hotels also require capex. Do we have such greater amount of funds? We need to see now. We haven't got information of the funds we have, but do we have such funds, or we are going through debt finance or equity finance? We do not know anything. There's a much limited data here. They have also hotels in rural areas where usually business customer travels. We do not know. So guys, did you understood how I analyze this requirement? And I've got such points, so I can easily write 6 to 8 points in here. Now what they want, I would keen to get your thoughts about this acquisition, and now they are keen to get our Now they're keen for getting our response. Hey guys, is this clear to you? Now, this is an easy requirement also, like using SAP, and we have got much of data here. We have got much of data here. So we could easily write here, huh? Just revise this exhibit. And if there's any question, you can ask. If not, so we can move on to the further exhibits. Okay, now exhibit 4, that was a meeting from the head of internal auditor and risk management policy. Risk management policy. See, they have given the risk register also. They have given the risk register also. So now the exhibit 4 we are going to read. The exhibit 4 we are going to read. And what was the requirement that was going to deal with exhibit 4? The requirement was to assess the risk currently included in risk register, and NAD is concerned. NAD have some concern in risk register, and you had a meeting with head of internal audit, and now you are going to assess the risk register. Means whether the risk stated in risk register are good, whether the risk, and is there any risk missed. See, there are skepticism skills now, so we are going to let them know that you have missed that skill also. You have also missed that particular skill also. So this will help us to show skepticism. This will help us to show skepticism. Understood? Now starting exhibit 4. This is basically the risk management policy, and we have also been given the NED's concern of our risk. There's an NED who has some concern, and we need to know what are the concerns he is facing, and we have to comment. We have to also, in this requirement, we have also to comment on risk policy. We have also to comment on risk policy, and strategic and business risk. See, has raised some concerns about strategic and operational risk. So we are going to make them know what is strategic and operational risk. A one-liner definition and the concerns of NED. See, exhibit 4, notes from the meeting with head of internal audit. Notes from the meeting with head of internal audit. Zilber risk management policy. Overview of Zilber's hotel internal audit and risk management system. See, the company's internal controls and risk management system are designed to help us to achieve our business objectives and protect our business. Okay. They have an internal controls which will protect our business. This relates not only to ensuring the safety and security of physical asset, people, systems, and process, but also Zilber's brand, reputation, and business model more generally, and our ability to respond effectively to the changes in marketplace. Okay, so they are primarily emphasizing on guarding the physical assets as well as guarding the Zilber's brand, business model, and if there are any changes in marketplace, so they have maintained this, that if there is any change in marketplace, then we should be able to deal with this. So I have a question. One of the customer in the earlier exhibit has said that the check-in process is lengthy. So there must be any other hotel which have done automated check-in. So why you are not working on automated check-in? If you have to respond effectively on the changes in the marketplace, so if market is going for automated check-in, see the skepticism. I've raised the concern. If you are saying that the market is rapidly, we have effectively monitoring the market. So why market is not getting, if market is going for automated check-in, so why you are not, if you have an eye on the market? So this is skepticism. This is how skepticism is applied. Now, key risk. It is vitally important that Zilber provides safe and secure environment for all the guests as well as our staff working in hotels. We have a safety environment. As such, we need to maintain high standards of health and safety across all of our hotels to ensure we have appropriate information and systems in place, and to identify and address any health and safety concerns. We regularly consult with our hotel managers to ensure the risks are identified and prioritized and improvement actions. And we are regularly working on the risk identified. Okay. Now they have a register. We summarize the key risk facing in business in our risk register. The register describes the key risk we face, identifies the controls and place to mitigate them. So they have worked on the controls also. We just need to see that whether is there any extra risk being included, or is there any risk which should not be included? I can let you have a look in a register detail if you want, but the risk areas covered in the register are, see, they have written the risk areas that are covered in the risk register. Guest safety. Okay, guest safety, there's a constant need to protect safety and security of our hotels and the guests staying in them. This underpins the whole risk management. So we have a risk of guest safety, that they must be safe. Security, they have highlighted the security as also the risk, that physical security and hotel buildings as well as individual rooms. Similarly, staff safety doesn't only relate to guests. We have also have staff safety procedures. So they have identified couple of risks. Technology. Oh, they say that we work on technology, but I haven't seen any work in the technology. We have a requirement of the disruptive technology also. So we are going to connect that requirement with this risk register also, that they say that we work on the technology risk, but still they haven't made automated check-ins. Okay. So technology has increased in the information available to the customers. Bookings is an important part of the guest experience, so we need to ensure that our booking process are efficiency. They are emphasizing on the booking process but not on the check-in process. So skepticism, see the skepticism. I will say them that you are going to work on technology, but yet your data but yet your check-in process is not smooth as the customer wants. And information security also, like they have the details of the customers. Now, if some customers paid through cards and anything, so they have the details. Details and payment cards is held securely. So they have the details also. They have the details also. So now these are the risks. What was the requirement? That strategic and operational risk, and NED is concerned. I haven't got NED concern here. I haven't got any NED concern, but they have listed some risks. So try to identify any risk which is not here. The financial risk. We are also gonna comment on the financial risk. We are also gonna comment on the financial risk. Like they haven't included financial risk here. They haven't included financial risk here because they are going to do capex, capital expenditure. But after that capital expenditure, they are going to acquire some harvest hotels and all that. So there must be a financial risk here. Either they go for a loan, so interest burden will also come. They haven't highlighted financial risk. Skepticism. They haven't highlighted financial risk. They haven't highlighted brand and reputation. Their customers have declined. The customers have complained about the furbishments, about the furniture and fixtures. They haven't highlighted brand and reputation. They haven't highlighted brand and reputation. So we have got much points from here now. Now go and plan. We have got much points from here now. Now go and plan. First, we are going to differentiate between strategic and professional, and strategic and operational risk. Okay. After that, we are going to say, that they are saying we respond to the market, but yet responding to the market, our check-in is slow. This is also gonna be the first point. This is also gonna be the first point. Our check-in is slow. After that, we are going to say that risk register excludes. Why it excludes the financial risk? Why it excludes the brand and reputation risk? Why it excludes the brand and reputation risk? So this is the plan, and we have to make at least 6 to 8 points here. We are gonna make that. Don't you worry. So this was the question 3 plan. And see, the question 3B was disruptive technology. We are going to state the definition, and then it's totally general, or we can say specific to the hotel industry. We have to write specific to the hotel industry. And currently we only know the check-in process. It could be the check-in process, which is slow, and customers are really fed up of that. So we could comment on the check-in process. So we could comment on the check-in process. Now, the 5th requirement, which was particular to the Exhibit 5, the 5th requirement, which was particular to the Exhibit 5, was a fraud being identified, and we need to recommend controls. See, I remember the requirements. I need you to remember the requirements also. Remember the requirements also. So the Exhibit 5 is internal control issue. And the last question also wants us to identify the controls. First understand the fraud, and then you will comment on the controls. See, note an internal control issue. A fraud has recently been discovered in one of our hotels. The hotel manager had been encouraging customers to pay in cash by offering them small discounts of around 5% to 10%. See, the manager wants customer to pay the cash, and they are offering 5 to 10% discounts to them. However, he was recording the discount of maximum 25%. because he has an authority to the discount of maximum 25%. See, if a customer pay £100, he say pay in cash and pay £90. Like he give discount of 10%. Customer is happy that I got the discount. It's okay. Customer pay 90. But he record in books 75 as he say that I have offered the discount. I have offered the discount 25%. So that means the 15 pounds or 15 is 15 pounds or $15 are taken by the manager. This is the fraud he's been doing. And if couple of managers have been doing this is also the reason of the excessive discount. See, the first requirement I'm going to write in my planner. That discounts mainly have increased because of the fraud being done. Like the customer have been given the less discounts, but our discounts are recorded more as the differential amount is being taken by the managers. The differential amount is being taken by the managers. See, the manager's wife worked on the front desk of the hotel, so received the money from the customers. She provide false invoices to them. And see, this is the collaborated fraud. The manager offers the discount, and his wife offers invoices, fake invoices. So collaborated fraud it is. The manager and his wife both have been dismissed now. They are fired, and we have not yet worked out how much they stole, and we do not exactly know how much they stole. They have been doing this from the past. More importantly, we will be reviewing our internal controls. Okay, now tell me how you are going to mitigate this fraud. The first answer: avoid dealing in cash. Why you are dealing in cash? Ask your customer to pay through the card or through the bank accounts. We are not going to deal in cash. So if there is not a cash, so there won't be the fraud of cash. Further, what another control you can write here? Just think. What another control you can write here, guys? That avoid hiring related parties. So if a husband and wife are connected, don't hire husband and wife in a company. Don't hire brother and sister or brothers in a company. Don't hire mother and son in a single company, so that this collaboration cannot be done easily, because they both don't know each other. So related parties should not be hired. Similarly, internal audit to review the cash transactions. The cash transactions should regularly be reviewed by internal audit. The duties should be segregated. Like discounts offered should be by other person. The discount input in the system should be done by other person. Segregation of duties. Related parties should not be hired. Cash transactions should be avoided. Internal audit should perform regular procedures on the cash transactions. So these are the valid controls. For this fraud. And that is how our planning and complete question reading is done. This is my planner. I have written there, so I'm copy pasting here. So this is my questions for plan, and this is how my planning and my planner and my exhibit reading is done. And now I have a plan. I've gone through the complete question. I have a plan. I've gone through the complete question, and I'm going to attempt the question. Understood? Is there any problem? I hope this session has helped you at least in a manner of planning, that how to do plan, how to analyze, how to think in SBL, how to work in SBL. I hope this has satisfied. I hope this has enabled you to be an effective planner in exam. I know I have taken much time to teach you, but this is the skill which I need in you. I'm going to write the complete answer with you, don't you worry. I'm going to write the complete answer, but the planning is the most important thing. Therefore I have taken much time in this. Understood? If there's any question, you can ask. If there's any question, you can ask. I hope you guys haven't slept in the class, because I know sometimes becomes boring, but I have a hard voice, huh? So any of the student, if listen my voice, he cannot sleep, I know. Okay, so it's all from now. In the next class, we are surely gonna do this question, but we are surely gonna write in this question. Okay, I'm pausing the recording so you all guys can unmute your mics.